Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Ruds here. I'm going to do a shave of the day. You guessed it, bullet bourbon. Cheers. I do not drink every time I shave, but I try to every time I shave for you. Before we get into the shave, I want to go over something real quick. So I've been talking to some new honers or soon-to-be new honers. I myself am still, in my mind, a new honer. They want to know, what is the thumbnail test and how do I know how it's supposed to feel? And it's kind of hard to describe, and it's, of course, really hard to show on video because you don't understand the resistance. But if you try to reverse engineer it, the best thing to do is understand how it's not supposed to feel, in my mind. So when you get a razor, when you get a gold dollar or any other vintage, and you've glassed the edge. So when I say glass the edge, you take the edge, put it against glass, drag it over a few times. That'll get rid of the shaving edge on the razor. Won't cut any hair on your arm or anywhere for that matter. Might scrape some dead skin off, but that's about all it's going to do. Do that and then wet your thumb. You can use water. I use spit. Sorry if that offends you. And then drag from heel to toe with only the weight of the blade. And it's literally just going to slide across like glass. Slide right across, no resistance. Now, once you've set a bevel on, 600 grit, 1000 grit, some guys use 3000. Once you set your bevel, wet your finger again, and as you use just the weight of the blade and pull, you'll feel drag, heavy drag, almost like it's cutting into the nail. It's not, it is, but it's not deep. It's not going to slice right through and cut the skin under your fingernail, but you will feel a drag. The way I was taught was I use like the pyramid, the axe method, I think they call it. So, 40, 20, 10, 5, 1. So I'll typically, after 40 on each side, test it out. After 20, after 10, make sure I'm still getting that drag, and that drag almost increases. And then after the 5, I'll glass it, through the loop. Maybe I'll do a thumbnail test. If I do a thumbnail test at that point, I'm going to take it back to the 1K for just a couple cleanup passes, just to make sure I get that bevel set perfect. So hopefully that helps you to understand first how it shouldn't feel, which is super fast, right across the nail, no cutting, no drag. And then when you try it for the first time, once you've set a bevel, then maybe it'll click with you how it's supposed to feel. So it's the best I can do with that subject for now. So we'll get on with the shave. Barrister Man Lime, Lavender, and Cedarwood. This was Will's first offered scent. Gonna lather it up here with my 24mm Sunrise, knotted in a 24mm green whip dog handle. We'll be using this beautiful ZY430 today. This was honed by my good friend Will Mosek. He's also a Redditor. But he honed this for me to try his edge. I shaved with it once. I was impressed. I want to give it another whirl so I can see if there's any kind of feedback I can provide him. And we'll finish off with Irish and Rudd's Vanilla Cedar Aftershave Limited Edition. So the soap has been blooming. We'll get to loading, and then we'll get to shaving. Smell on this, I get lavender right up front, and then it's quickly grounded by the cedar. Excuse me, did I say lavender? I don't remember. I get lime right up front, which is quickly grounded by the cedar. And then the lavender to me plays just a supporting role to mellow out the scent. or to round out the scent, I should say. This is White Label formula, and this is no longer made, unfortunately, but as you can see, Adam Baskin, I have maybe 80% left. Alright, so we're all lathered up and we're going to get this show on the road. Right off the bat, I can tell you this edge is beautiful. It's cutting well, it's smooth, it's not super harsh. If I recall correctly, Will finishes on a 12K Naniwa before stropping. I don't believe he uses chromium, but again, it doesn't matter. It's doing its job. Very comfortable. Ripping through the hair. Oops. See if I caught myself there. Just goes to show, if you put a good edge on a decent to good piece of metal, you're going to get a good shave. Beautiful first pass. I'm going to get cleaned up and lathered up for pass 2. In the interest of brevity, because I did that little talk at the beginning, I'm probably going to edit out pass 2 and just come at you with closing comments, but we'll see where we end up. All right, we're back. We're going to finish this shave up. Pass number 2 was as good as pass number 1. All right, remember the thumbnail technique. Hopefully that helps some of you. Barrister Man, lime, lavender, and cedarwood. Beautiful smell. Beautiful. Will, bring this back. 24 millimeter Sunrise from Anthony Mackenzie. 24 millimeter Whip Dog green handle. ZY430 honed by Will Mosek. Beautiful edge, bro. Beautiful. You did well, and I appreciate you letting me try it out. And we'll finish off with Irish and Rudd's Vanilla Cedar. Beautiful. Nothing like the sting of a little grain alcohol before the glycerin hits. All right. Thank you all for watching. Take care. We'll see you this weekend.